morning, good afternoon, and good evening, guys, wherever you are in the world. Thank you for stopping by to my first upload in Rise of Mordor. I've been super excited for this mod to come out, and it has finally released in its alpha phase. I will be uploading a how to install a video very soon on it so that you guys can enjoy it as well, but I am also looking for players to play this with me. There's just not many people that I know of that have the mod installed currently. So do hit me up if you guys do want to play a battle. I'd like to get a couple of good historical land battles and siege battles going. But this is a quick 1v1 between me and my good buddy Hohen Master, so let's go ahead and get to it. The first army that we're going to take a look at in today's Rise of Mordor battle is the Kingdom of Gondor, and this is commanded by Hohen Master, and these unit models just look amazing. We're going to spend a little bit of time just kind of taking a look at how the models have been finished. I don't know about the shields with them having kind of this little ghost-like thing coming over top of it. I'm not sure if that's maybe just from my download or if this is the way they're supposed to look. Having them more looking like the breastplate would be better than having this fog on here, but again, that could just be my download kind of acting up a little bit. But anyways, Hohen Master, he does have, I believe, 4 units of the Gondor sword infantry here, standard staple infantry. And then he has 2 units of the Gondor spear infantry, which is exactly the same. Obviously, they just have spears. And then he has 3 units, 2 on this flank and 1 on the other flank of these warriors of Lasarnak. And forgive me if I mispronounce that. I don't recognize this unit or the unit of Lasarnak. I'd imagine maybe they're closer to the river in the realm of Gondor. But then he also has 5 units of these Gondor archers, and they have exceptional range. I believe that the range wasn't showing up in the actual stats, but they've got some excellent range to them, as you will see in the battle. And he does have 2 units of these Knights of the Silver Swan, which is a very elite cavalry, very heavy shock cavalry, as you can see here. And again, models just look amazing. See, I like the look of these shields a little bit better, less cloudy. I understand the tarnished look, but this is Gondor, after all. You want them to look pretty unique and pretty elite. A lot of their armor is, like, polished to a shine. But then Hohen Master, to round out his army, he's got 4 units of these Fountain Guard, with one of them being his general's bodyguard. I believe this one on the far flank is the general. So I'm not sure if he would be in the center of the unit or on the left-hand side, or he may just kind of look exactly the same for the Fountain Guard, because he would be right in the center, but they all look exactly the same. So as I said, it is an early alpha stage, so they probably still will add in generals and that kind of thing. But I kind of like the look of these kind of sub-commanders here. Looking really nice. So that's it for Hohen Master's army. So now let's go ahead and take a look at my army. The opposing army to Gondor on the battlefield today is Isengard, and this is commanded by myself. Hopefully we will be feasting on man-flesh tonight, and these Uruk-Hai look like they are ready for battle. I have to say that these Isengard models are amazing. They did such a nice job with Isengard. But let's go ahead and take a look at my army as a whole. It is marching in column formation. I've got my general's bodyguard right at the front, leading the way. And then I have 6 units of the Uruk-Hai infantry, very heavy melee infantry. You can see that they are trained. And then I have 5 units of the Uruk-Hai pikemen moving forwards as well. Right in behind that, I have 5 units of Uruk-Hai berserkers. And then at the very, very end, I have 3 units of berserkers here. We can take a little zoom in of them. Yeah, really low armor, but would not be looking forward to getting hit by these berserker blades. Very iconic from the movie, as you can see. And look how fast they can run, too. Really, really formidable units. And they were pretty decently priced, from what I can remember. Isengard is a very, very expensive faction. That may change in more of the alpha or beta stages. Or sorry, it is in alpha, but that may change in the beta stages. I believe that the Uruk-Hai infantry and the Uruk-Hai pikemen were like 1,000 gold each, and then the crossbows were 900 or something of that nature. But the berserkers were also just 900, which is not that bad at all. You can see my army is forming up here, so the battle will begin very, very soon. So without further ado, let's get to the battle. So here we are on the battlefield with Isengard formed up against Gondor. And the Gondorian archers, like I said before, have exceptional range. The entire army of Isengard right now is within range of the Gondor archers. However, my crossbows, not even close. They're going to have to get up much closer and personal with the Gondorian archers to even get a shot off. But my brave general's bodyguard, he is right out in front. I figured that would be classic of an Uruk-Hai, just showing no fear whatsoever, right in the front ranks. And then I've got my pikemen right in behind, infantry to follow suit, and the crossbows are moving forwards. I've got my berserkers on the flanks, because I kind of want to keep them away from those Gondor archers, because the unit isn't that big. If you take a look at the difference, they've got 56 men in it, versus my Uruk-Hai heavy infantry have 150, so they're only a third the unit size, so I really don't want them to be focused down. And I'm also ever wary of this cav, the Knights of the Silver Swan. Very elite cavalry for Gondor. They can definitely cause me some problems by flanking around, and the Uruk-Hai don't have any cavalry. There's no wargs yet for the Uruk-Hai roster, so they're only infantry focused, which can make them a little bit difficult in open land engagements like this, where Gondor is really just going to excel. I'm most afraid of this Fountain Guard, and of course Hoenn has them right in the back, so it's almost next to impossible to get my crossbows close enough to even begin to fire down. But eventually what I would like to see, some thoughts of what I would like to see. Like I said, I know that this game, this mod just came out, so I'm not rushing anything. But having the Isengard horn as the rally would be a huge, huge thing. Just kind of add a little bit more to the drama and cinematic effect. And the other thing is when you click on units for it to be like Uruk-Hai sounding voices, because it kind of pulls all the fun out of it when you hear an orc say, "Steady as she goes, man," or "I hope you kissed your wives goodbye." Like, I just don't think that the orcs would be saying it that way. For Gondor, that would work, but not for Mordor. But there we go, my crossbows are finally firing down, but they are being focused down by the Gondor archers as well. And yeah, you can just hear them, the arrows pelting my crossbows. It's a really big problem. Again, I have to move my pikemen forwards, even though I kind of wanted to keep them in reserve for the Knights of the Silver Swan, but my crossbows are just getting shredded, and meanwhile, we're really not doing much damage to the Gondor archers over here, as you can see. A couple of them lost one man, 3 men here, 3 men here. But the archers are already pulling back. Some of the Fountain Guard pulled off to the side because of my berserkers being on that flank. But 7 minutes left to go in the battle. Man count, it was 2,700 to 2,200, so I have a 500 man advantage. But he's already killed some of them. And here we go. We've got these axemen from Gondor moving in. I just stopped in time to get them down, but then look at this. What kind of new devilry is this, where they just lift their pikes back up and then put them back down again? I was really frustrated about that. But these axes just going to work on my pikemen, cutting them down. And I was like, oh shoot, this is not good, and I have to send in my next main line. which is obviously not the best, but I finally got my pikemen into melee against these Gondor spearmen. But it is going to be a tough battle for sure. And those Knights of the Silver Swan coming in against my crossbows here. I've got my crossbows set up to fire at the Knights of the Silver Swan.
Keep the line straight! No weak point!
There we go. Getting some harassment off, but these Knights of the Silver Swan, they are so heavy. Here we go. Nice charge there. Oh, and my Uruk-Hai crossbowman just disappearing from the battlefield there. And he is just going to run one after the other into my crossbows, which is very frustrating. Let's go ahead and slow this down a bit. We've already seen half of the battle unfolding. I've got my berserkers over here, though, against the Fountain Guard, and they are making some short work of these elite pikes of Gondor. But then again, the berserkers are berserk. So yeah, you can see the Fountain Guard are trying to pull back to a better position, but as they do that, they kind of expose themselves to take more casualties. And I have downloaded a sound mod, I believe, for this too, so I will get that going for you guys as well in the upcoming battles. Because the sound mod, it's not available on the Steam Workshop page. You have to go to ModDB to download it. At least I didn't see it on the Steam Workshop page, but let's go ahead and zoom in here. You can see the Gondor infantry holding back the Uruk-Hai. My Uruk-Hai infantry moving in past the pikemen to engage the infantry head on. But here we go. This is the bad news. I've got one of my units peeling off to try to protect my pikemen, but it's just not going to be enough. The Knights of the Silver Swan just destroying my rear guard there and then moving right into the pikemen to harass them. Let's go ahead and put this back onto play. We've got the general of the Fountain Guard, the Gondorian general, moving into melee as well. I think that my general is over here trying to stop the Knights of the Silver Swan from wrecking my party. But again, he just rides right through, knocking the Uruk-Hai 10, 20 feet. But then when we get them bogged down, we do try to fire into the ranks as quickly as we can. But there we go. My general has broken, which is not good. General has fallen. However, over on this flank, we're doing really well. The Berserkers are actually cutting through the lines with moderate success. However, the main line of Gondor is holding, which is a big problem. But here we go. Now I'm starting to flank around with my Berserkers. I'm going to try and ignore the Gondor archers and just get right in behind this main line of infantry. Going right for the Fountain Guard at the back there, too. Come on, my brave fighting Uruk-Hai. I can't wait till they add in like generals like Saruman. I know that Aragorn can be the general for Gondor, but when we get like Saruman and Gandalf in, and when they finally add in Rohan and Mordor, it's going to be pretty cool too. You could get like Sauron. And over here, the Fountain Guard just making short work of my fighting Uruk-Hai. And it is not looking good for me. My left flank has completely broken. But then meanwhile on the right flank, I'm kind of winning against the Gondor infantry that is surrounded. And I'm trying to chase off all of these archers, but unfortunately once I get one in melee, we just get melted from behind. And there we go. They have broken as well. And I've got some of my Uruk-Hai pikes. Again, just pincering the sword infantry between 2 pike units. But I'm seeing a lot of retreating Uruk-Hai. And these Gondorians are brave. They are holding. Got a unit moving in over here, trying to stop me from killing the general, who I believe is hiding in behind this unit of spears. The Fountain Guards down to 35 men. Again, also the Berserkers really cutting them down to size. There, the general is wavering. And he is broken. So it looks like both of our generals have cracked, but looking at the balance of power, Gondor is probably going to be the victor here. But again, my right flank is holding pretty strongly. I was pretty proud of my orcs over on that flank. It is some fierce fighting going on down here. There's the captain of the sword infantry, fighting bravely. Oh yes, there we go. Getting a few last-minute kills there. I kind of want to see this captain dead, but probably not going to happen. Well, thankfully we did finally get rid of that cavalry, but it was just too late at that point. And we managed to break the Fountain Guards, but shortly after my unit did break. My crossbows were giving Hohen a bit of a run for his money over here. He did comment that he was surprised that these crossbows were holding against the spearmen so well. But these aren't just any common rabble crossbows. These are Uruk-Hai crossbows. Yes, when they add like actual like orc fighting sounds in and that kind of stuff, like if that's even possible, I'm not sure, but that would really make the immersion of the game that much better. But there we go, a valiant defeat. Let's take a look at the end results here. So again, me fielding more men, but a lot of my crossbows getting pretty low kills. Only one of them, 126. But my berserkers did very well for me. And this unit 151, which is good, 93 here, but the rest pretty low. And my pikemen actually suffering quite heavily there. Looking at Hohen, his general dead with only 1 kill, so that is solid. But his main line just held so much better than mine, and those archers racking up kills. And the bane of Isengard's existence on this battlefield. The Knights of the Silver Swan, 89 and 449 kills. So well done to Owen Master there. So thanks very much for watching, guys. I hope you did enjoy. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe if you'd like to see more content like this in the future. And I will see you in the next one.